Got the old step deck back in the shop. It's time to get back on these hay racks. I've got all new C-channel here. That's the right size. I need to cut a whole bunch of 1 foot long pieces. 1 footers, and then I think it was 2'6" for up here on the front of the deck to go off at an angle. So let's get the saw out. I got a new saw since then. We're gonna try, see if we can't get these cut up. Probably cut a whole bunch of them to length and then worry about cutting the angle out of them to make these guys. This is my new saw. It's made by Evolution, 7 1/4. Cold cut saw. It was fairly cheap. I like how light it is. I don't like some of them because they're just heavy and you can't run them by one hand very steady. But we're going to give it a try on this C-channel and see if it'll cut it up. Went down through here already, made a bunch of 1 foot marks. Nothing to it, worked good. Safety glasses are absolutely necessary for these saws. They throw all kinds of metal everywhere. I could feel it hit me in the face actually, so let's get these things chopped up. Well, there's a pile of them. Do they fit? Oh yeah, they fit. Good deal. Now I got to figure out the easiest way to cut these angles out. It's probably going to be angle grinder and a zip disc, which still ain't going to be super fast, but I think it'll be the fastest way I can come up with it. All right, check this out. This leg from there to there, 6 inches. So what I do, set it on here, get that edge lined up, make a mark, make a mark. Then I flip it over because my template's going the wrong way now. I just get this lined up, the back edge, and I make a mark for my center right here. Now, if I flipped it like this, if I cut all these exactly 12 inches, it would work fine. And I'm probably close where I could do this and it wouldn't be a huge deal. But all I do now is, because I know that mark is exactly on 6 inches, get down here where I can see it, line it up right through here, make a mark, done. Then I know that every one of them is 6 inches down there. So I'm also going to make a mark here to let me know that that's the side that isn't 6 inches, so it can go in the stake pockets, and then the rest of these will all be the exact same. And then I turn it around. You can see how much of an angle I cut those at, and that isn't gonna hurt a thing because there's a little bit of tolerance in my jig, and that also makes it way easier than trying to cut straight down into here, because those lines don't ever really intersect, so that piece doesn't want to come out. So then I'll flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Then my piece falls out, and now let's get you set up right here. All I had to do, set it in the stake pocket, reef back on it. This one's bending a little bit hard. I'll grab Chris. Get this hook down on there. Boom. Leaves me a nice spot to weld. Perfect groove for that. Let's see how it lines up with this other one. A little bit could bend in just a hair more. But it's going to be close enough for a set of hay racks. Now only like 40 more to go. Okay, they're all stabbed in there. 10 down both sides. I got some drill stem sitting on some jack stands here. It's gonna get welded on just like this. I'll have to kind of adjust it as I go down through there. Some of these aren't hitting. I think that's partially because I gotta pick up so much to get the bow out of that end. Go down through here and get them tacked on. And then I'll eventually figure out where I'm going to cut this in half so I can get these on and off easier. And I'm going to cut the bell off the end here too. Good morning, everybody. Went ahead and pulled the truck out last night so I didn't have to unhook and heat the whole shop, just the back half. I got this one here all welded into place. It turned out good, I think. I got the other pieces for there, and there. I'm kind of thinking that I'll leave these overhang a little bit, and then we're gonna come up from here. I don't know, I don't think we'll tie those together or anything, but maybe put a chain on it or something. But I got a plan for back here. This is all the longer I want this to be. Otherwise I'll never be able to get it on and off of there. So I've got these collars that hold this pipe together. And I cut this off 2 3/4 inches past this brace. The next brace is way over there. So my plan is I'm gonna cut this collar in half, just like this. So then that'll leave me a C. That's gonna get welded onto this one, just like that on this side. And then this pipe will sit right in that C, keep it from getting pushed down. Then it'll be welded on there, there, and there. So then it'll be supported right there. That's my plan for this. It's going along pretty smooth. I cut all this drill, or 2 7/8. I can't even remember if it's called drill pipe, drill stem, but it's 2 7/8 is what it is. I cut it all with the demo saw. Makes slick work of it. Next thing to do will be back it into the shop, start welding some of these on there, cut them last pieces for up there. But I actually need to get it out of the way of the shop right now. My father-in-law is coming over so we can put a blinker switch in his pickup. So we're gonna get that done. Then I'll get back on this later. Okay, here's half my collar. It's gonna get welded on just like that. Cradle this other pipe. Shouldn't have any problems. Here's how it turned out. Got that C welded on there. That looks pretty good. This pipe welded on. And the headache rack. This pipe here is 102 wide, so I might leave it on there most of the time instead of taking it on and off. The rest of this is going to be too wide unless I'm hauling hay. Other thing I got done, this hand shear was bound up, so I heated it, welded a chain link on there, then I welded some chains in the toolbox corners. Toolbox ain't in great shape, it's a little rusted out over here, but it'll last a long time like this. That way it's sturdy and it doesn't fall down and hit the ground. It's the little things that really help. Okay, been doing some work on the step deck. I got all the hay racks welded out the way I want. Hopefully they work good. I think they turned out all right. I also came along here, welded on 4 of these guys. They're pretty cool flag. They turn, twist to lock in. They got a spring on them. So when you crash them into something, hopefully they don't break off. Got one of them on every corner of the trailer. It turned out all right. I think I might weld a D-ring right here in the middle, and then I can run a chain from the middle up to the top of that rack, and it'll be in between the bales, so it's not going to be in the way of anything, and then I don't have to worry about that getting shoved forward. We're gonna go after some loads of hay tomorrow, a bunch of us, so that should make some pretty cool footage. You guys will get to see all that. Things I need to do before that, not a whole lot. I've kind of been through all the checks on the truck, checking tire pressures, stuff like that. I got a few more of those to check, but things I want to do before that. These ramps drive me freaking nuts. I hate how they stick up. They rattle to beat hell. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the demo saw and I'm going to hack them off somewhere here, somewhere in there. So it's only about that much sticking up. That'll flop over, hit the ground. You can still load anything you want. I've got all the steel to rebuild these ramps, and luckily it's been nice this December. It's been crazy nice, like 50 degrees today. It's supposed to be about that tomorrow, but with the step deck, it's kind of a pain in the ass moving it in and out of the shop. But I'm gonna get to these ramps. I just haven't decided yet when, because I want to cut that off still. But I might knock these off just so I don't have to deal with them on this trip. But then I got some other stuff that I want to do to, I need to double check and make sure I have my wide load signs from the last time I hauled something. Yeah, that's right, they're in here. So I'll put one of them on the back, one on the front. I think I put them in here after probably the last time I gave your mom a ride. I'm not real sure. But no, I need to have those and the flags. Flashers going the whole time you're hauling hay. Only can do it in the daylight. But So, what else do I want to do? Well, this is kind of just for creature comforts, but I tore the carpet out of here when I got this truck. And I actually been hanging on to it in this old pile over here. And it's all tore to shit. And there was a big hole and it kept catching your foot. So I tore it out of there. It was nasty. Mouse poop. I ended up putting this block of wood here to set your heel on while you're driving because it seemed like your foot wasn't in the right spot. And I haven't got to drive it much since I put this in, so I don't even know if it's that good. And it's not wood, it's a piece of deck board, but I might actually flip it over so you can catch your heel in one of them grooves. But I bought this shop floor mat, and it's kind of squishy. But what I want to do is cut up a couple pieces to put on both sides down for a floor. And I would actually like kind of a heavy rubber mat in here. But this piece of trim will catch that, which is nice. And it might do it with a piece of rubber too if I get some longer screws. But I guess what I'm getting at is it's a hell of a lot easier to cut this to fit the first time than a big heavy piece of rubber. So if I can make that fit, then that'll be my template later on if I change it up. So I want to do that. Oh, like I say, I'll probably check the air pressures on the truck tires. And that's going to be getting real close to being ready. So let's get after it. All right. This is how it turned out. Actually took 2 tries to get it so it all fit nice. But I think it fits pretty good. Should be a little bit of sound deadener with it. And I got it clamped back down. So now, I guess just kind of little odds and ends. I need to wire the heater in on the air dryer on the bottom. I put a new dryer on it when I went to Billings to get that step deck. And the plug's different for the dryer. So maybe I'll get that done. That'll be another thing off the list. And just about ready for tomorrow. Made a hell of a mess already. Well, I haven't cut the ramps off, and I don't think I'm going to. They're built so messed up that there's not a cross member in the same spot on both sides. So it's going to be complete. It's just going to look like crap, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's going to look worse and act worse. If I cut them down real low, then they would be extremely steep. So I'm just going to leave them alone for now and just rebuild them right later. Just try not to look back. Maybe that's a good plan. Okay, got some D-rings welded on, chain put in there. Checked air pressure in all the tires. I think I'm ready to go. Get it backed out of the shop and plugged in for the night, and we'll call it a day. There she is. All put away for the night. Got her plugged in. Ready to haul some hay tomorrow. It's 20 degrees out, like 5:45. Go see if Tropic Thunder will light. I'm not real confident in my block heater. I couldn't really see kind of spark when I plugged it in, making me think that it was drawn, but we'll see. Get my cord wrapped up. Here we go. I can see smoke. Give that a couple minutes. I don't think that block heater's working. You can see smoke coming out the stack though. She's ready. I'll get them cylinders cooking for a little bit. Try it again. Here we go. Come on, old girl. You can do it. Come on. There she goes. Nice. Get some lights turned on. Oh, let's see. 50 pounds of oil pressure. Get some heat rolling in here. See if I can find my flashlight. Got some heat rolling. Need to get a new set of those knobs. They kind of leak when they're cold. Not so much when they're warmed up though. Okay. We'll let this old girl get warmed up. She's nice and toasty now. Been running for about half an hour. Let's get on with it.